Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Lego Jurassic World. Let's continue the story. We're in the second movie, The Lost World. Jurassic Park, The Lost World. Or I call it Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World. I am not sure how much more of the story we really have here. It may not actually be that much. We started in kind of a different place than where I think we were before. How much further backwards can I go? Well, it seems pretty far back that direction. There's only 3 of us in the group now. We went from getting attacked by velociraptors in the grass to in a group of about 5 to back down to 3. That's fine. We're gonna do some more screaming with her hyper powers. She's a Marvel superhero. Or a DC superhero. I think they both have characters that scream. Black Canary I think is the DC one. I'm not sure who would be the Marvel version of having the ability to scream. I'm sure Marvel has one, doesn't mean that I know it though. We could be really close to the end of this. Since the entire movie probably is just trying to escape the island, like the first movie, without most of the setup.
I'm Mr. DNA, and I make learning fun.
Notice how Mr. DNA here looks completely different than the DNA molecules that we hit for hints.
Nick! Nick! Nick Van Owen!
I took her hair. Did she actually get killed in the movie? Apparently not. Because she's still running around playable. So, if his daughter is adopted, and it's these two are the couple that adopted her, that kind of hits on a point that needs to probably be promoted more. People with PhDs, doctors, smart scientist people, should adopt kids or have kids a lot more. It is unfortunate but true that the people who are best suited financially and education wise to have kids often are too enthralled in their jobs to actually have them, where the people who are lesser suited often don't even have the education to prevent themselves from having yet another child. Let's see. So agile character needs to jump up here. Are you an agile character? Yes, you are. I don't feel like she should have the agile ability, but whatever. She already has the poo ability, and that makes her special. It also means that, like, I would almost never in free play turn to this character unless I absolutely need the sonic scream. So we're looking for a hook for the winch system. We're filling up. Ooh. I should play as the kid to see what happens when a dinosaur attacks the kid. It's probably all the same. put up a sign, dinosaur crossing. Hop in the poo. It's a shame you can't have this gameplay mechanic in every Lego game. Somebody just willing to dive in poo. Suppose in like a Marvel game or something you could have like an Aquaman character dive in water. Oh, no, that would be DC anyways. Man, I am showing the fact that I do not know Marvel very well. I read a bunch of DC comics and then eventually realized that both Marvel and DC have a terrible habit of rebooting every 2.5 years, so it's not something that interests me to just barely get into a story and have it the story eliminated and restarted. Let's see what's in here. So I guess his flare is needed to enter this section. Get a perfect match there to flip the circuit breakers. Open that garage door. And lift up the car so I can run under it, I guess. I'm gonna play as the daughter character. At this point it seems pretty obvious that there's not going to be a younger brother or sister character introduced. See, and it almost feels like instead of Dr. Malcolm and this girl, it should have been the other guy who was the main character in the first movie and this girl. They should have had their own child and it grown up to be old enough to be still in this movie, the second movie. And then you could argue with at least some success that the whole series of Jurassic Park movies is an allegory to thinking about having kids and then actually having kids in the second one, and then who knows what the third one would be. An allegory to kids growing up and letting go of them, maybe. And then by the fourth one, Jurassic World, I don't know what allegory you could really make there, is other than maybe the initial realization that you're never going to actually be able to control everything that goes on in your kid's life and you have to learn to let go. When we get to Jurassic World, I am going to have to the fact that the mother, and I think their father was dead, of the kids in Jurassic World, pretty much sent them to an island, Disneyland, an island Disneyland, all by themselves. Their father wasn't dead. That's wrong. The mother and the father are about to get divorced. Oh, it is kind of this allegory of a marriage. It's like the first one they're thinking about getting married, the second one is about raising a kid, and the fourth one they're getting divorced. And they're really bad parents though. It's like, oh man, didn't see that dinosaur attack coming. I should fail these once. Oh, and I've also realized it's this girl that's screaming regardless, so it isn't actually her. Can you pull the gasoline tank? That's what that thing is. Yeah, they don't make the gasoline hoses that long for a decent reason. People would just drive off of and rip off more of the hoses. People do that all the time. That's why they have quick attachments and quick attachments to them. Can she drive? Apparently she can. So they should stop the screaming when when it's doing a cutscene like that. Just don't make extra noise. And just because Sarah Harding has a different last name doesn't mean that she didn't marry Ian Malcolm. Particularly in the professional field, it's not unheard of for characters and people to keep their original last name because they have so many books and theses and research papers under that name. It's not worth it trying to change all that stuff. You'd lose name recognition. Wow, this is almost exactly like the first movie, isn't it? It's like there's a guy here. There's a guy here trying to hold back a dinosaur. She's taking pictures now. When did she get the camera? What else is around here? See, and we're only halfway to the True Survivor tab, so that must mean there's more to this level. I assume as much. But this might be the last level in the game. Not being familiar with the story enough, I should have spent the time to watch it. Every time I do one of these Lego games, I think to myself, you know what, I should have just spent the effort, spent the extra 2 hours, gone and found a copy of the movie and watched it. But I am kind of intentionally avoiding doing that too, both to save time, but also to see what your experience would be like if you are a kid who hasn't actually watched the movie. Which, honestly, for a movie like this, I very easily could see parents letting them play the Lego game, but not actually letting them watch the movie until they were older. This is interesting. Two-way bridge getting connected here. An entire wall here. Let's see what happens if we leave it alone. I gotta finally see what happens if we let it go into the red. Will he bite me and do 1 heart of damage? He just totally bites me. Oh darn it. I also messed up fell off where I shouldn't have fallen off. So again, we'll hop over here, switch to this character. So the dinosaur just runs away, which means you don't have to do it again. That's nice. And come up here and get the alley-oop. It makes a lot more sense that an adult would be able to lift or throw a character than a teenager. Although, as I do personally get older, I kind of wonder if maybe teenagers might be in some occasions in the prime of their life and thus not actually stronger and healthier, more agile, almost certainly. Sneaking around the corner here. So here's a great example of a scene that was probably just 5 minutes of tension with no real action, and when they turn it into a Lego game, they add all this extra stuff that you have to do and deal with to close a door that potentially that door was closed in like 30 seconds. A little bit of a struggle, and that was it. So she fights back the same way. It's every single character is the same thing. Did an actual fight between a dinosaur even happen in the second movie? I'm not certain. It's almost unbelievable. The truth, if you were fighting any animal this size, with sharp teeth and such, the truth of it is they would almost certainly take one bite out of you and then you would be dead. You'd be bleeding so profusely, so traumatized by the brute strength of it, that you wouldn't be able to hit them. You only have to look at things like shark attacks, where a shark just accidentally takes a single bite out of a person and large sections, if not half of their body, can be bitten into. And that's somebody who didn't even really want to eat you. Imagine what somebody who did want to eat you could do. You don't see very many lion attack survivors. Yeah, we got the screaming going on again. At least I think I hear it. It's starting to echo around in my mind. There we go. And let's see, build this and hit the button. So they take an elevator to safety. I almost looked like it was going to turn into like a boxing fight. No, it's a gymnast thing. Maybe that was... Maybe that was a thing in the movie. I bet it was. Sporty, yet still very capable. The only thing they didn't do in the second movie is give her the hacker ability.
Come on, let's go!
Putting your safety first, says the billboard back there. Yep, see, they even have a audio section from the movie. Saying... Save and continue. This is an electrified one. It seems like I need something else to deal with that. Probably in free play. We're almost to the full true survivor element, so I suspect that means we're close to the end of this level. It's It's been a little bit more broken up than in other levels. Having 3 sections here, 4 sections even. They may have spent a little extra time here. So I'm building, what, a microphone, or? There's a helicopter. It looks like a military helicopter. So this could just be the end of the story. Let's see, I can apparently hit A. They really needed for the Lego game to explain though what Sarah Harding and Ian Malcolm's relationship were. Leaving it too open is confusing for an adult. It's gonna be super confusing. Super confusing to a little kid. Well, probably not. The little kid will probably just assume, and whatever the kid assumes is usually the truth to them. But I do want more characterization. I think I may have gone the wrong direction here. I was trying to see if there was any extra stuff over here, and I moved forward with the story, so I guess I'll just leave that alone, and we'll just move the story forward. I don't like that you push B and then you have to rotate in clockwise motions. It just seems ridiculous. And we slide down to section almost number 5 or 6. I don't have any target thing to... Number of days since without an accident has been scratched out with the claw of a raptor. You can see this movie is very focused on the raptors, which makes a little bit of sense. They were the breakout hit of the movie series. Before Jurassic Park, very few people even knew what raptors were. And afterwards, pretty much everybody knows what a velociraptor is. So they informed an entire generation.
There's another chopper coming!
Yeah, that's, if I was a pilot, I would tell them, yeah, there's another chopper coming, don't worry. And they're playing soccer. And the T-Rex is spitting out everybody, all the hunters. Communication center complete. So is it gonna be finish the story, or is there one more level? Because I kind of remember in one of the movies, and I guess it's the second one, where they bring the T-Rex to either San Diego or New York. I thought it was New York, but whatever. I mean, some big city, and he just runs in amok. Well, up to 800,000. Just now Kelly is unlocked. That seems strange. A lot of other characters are unlocked. Notice they flash a little bit because they have different outfits and skins. And I'll need to purchase all of those things to get my percentage done. So even if we finish the story, it may say that the percentage done is somewhere around 15% or 20%. And that's nothing to really worry about. Once you restart getting and playing in free play mode, it will quickly jump up with every hour or so of play. So it says continue the story, so there's a little bit more to go by. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.